stress. It's a natural part of life that we all feel, some days more than others. Large amounts of stress can make us feel miserable and overwhelmed at times.
Why isn't anyone ever just whelmed?
But did you know that too much stress can be bad for your overall health? It's pretty common knowledge that stress can negatively affect your health when you feel an overwhelming amount of it, but it's been suggested that extensive amounts of stress can even be fatal and damage us long before we're even aware. Stress is not a state of mind, but rather an evolutionary alarm that can help us adapt to a situation. It is the body's way of rising to a challenge, stimulated at different levels depending on the current situation. Stress is meant to only be temporary, but in this day and age, many of us experience chronic stress due to the way that our society has developed over time. Chronic stress can negatively affect us in a couple of different ways. It has been suggested that chronic stress can have a serious negative impact on our brains and that it can possibly kill brain cells. Chronic stress can also shrink part of the brain responsible for memory and can actually change the way the brain circuits, causing us to lose the capacity to remember important things. Very severe acute stress can make you stupid.
Stop acting so stupid!
Short periods of time where it is difficult for someone to remember something that they know perfectly well. So far, we focused on how chronic stress can affect our brain and mental health, but it can negatively affect other parts of our body as well. The more stressed we are, the more likely it is that we will get sick, since our immune system will start to shut down, causing bacteria to pile up. Stress can also disrupt the body's ability to heal itself, and can make you more sick for a longer amount of time. Our stress can even affect the health of others in certain situations. It has been suggested that fetuses can be exposed to stress, and this has consequences including increased risk of cardiovascular disease, more responsivity to stress, generally in poorer health than those not conceived during a stressful period, and vulnerability to psychiatric disorders. Our social standing can also make us more or less susceptible to severe amounts of stress, and the amount can depend on rank, job enjoyment, and individual people. Lower rank-related social stress can cause arteries to get plaque, which may cause an individual to have a heart attack. Due to the inability to pump blood, stress from being low-ranking or poor comes from the feeling of being low-ranking or poor that society gives us by constantly telling us and reminding us of what we don't have.
And the nice thing about these practice katanas... Oh! Oh!
There are a lot of ways that stress can negatively affect us, but how can we decrease the amount of stress that we have? It has been suggested that one antidote to stress may be finding a place where we have control, somewhere where we feel we can go at our own pace and do things on our own terms. One of the things that helps me relax when I'm stressed is meditation, but a lot of times it's hard to find a nice, quiet space in a familiar area. So another thing that I do to de-stress is play relaxing video games, as a way to be in a place where I have control. Animal Crossing games are a nice way to de-stress because there is no immediate goal and you can go at your own pace. The only problem is that Animal Crossing goes on even when you aren't playing it, which causes things like weeds, cockroaches, dust, and dead plants to pile up. If it's something you can see yourself playing daily or at least every other day to help you settle down and de-stress, then I recommend it. But it's not for everyone, and stuff going on in the game without you being there can get annoying, such as when your favorite characters move away without you knowing. Another type of game I use to de-stress are games about the ocean. I've lived by the ocean for the majority of my life, and being near it can usually help me relax. People aren't always close to the ocean or able to go near one, which is why I suggest ocean-themed games. Endless Ocean and its sequel for the Wii are decent examples of this, and although they do have some story, the game doesn't have much of a sense of urgency. The recently released game Abzu is another amazing example of a relaxing ocean-themed game. You can observe and ride on all types of sea creatures. The game even allows you to meditate on these shark statues around different areas, which allow you to stay in one place and observe the actions of the sea creatures and learn their names. Abzu does still have a story and some light puzzles, but these are very minimal to the overall relaxing experience. If video games aren't really your thing, but you like the ocean but still can't be near it, then I suggest relaxing music. Both the Endless Ocean games and Abzu have beautiful soundtracks, but there are also plenty of relaxing music compilations you can find on YouTube and around the internet. These are just some of the antidotes to stress that I've observed, but there are plenty of others as well, such as connecting with and helping others, which can help us mend ourselves and possibly live longer and healthier lives. Paying attention to the conditions that people work and live in, which are absolutely vital to their health, and getting more involvement and more reward for effort in work. When overwhelmed with stress, it is good to try to calm down a bit and follow these 3 steps. Step number 1. Stay optimistic, set goals, and focus on any positive progress made. Step number 2. Get support from those close to you. Step number 3. Learn to identify your symptoms like a temperature gauge. How you feel tells you when to do more, do less, or take breaks so you can gradually work your way up to more demanding activity. When we learn how to properly manage our stress, it makes it easier for us to relax and benefits both our mental and physical health. Finding positive ways to manage and reduce stress is another thing that can help you nerd positively.